What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV back here for another Tottenham update for you guys. Been a while since the last day of the window, but transfer window hasn't completely shut, has it? Because Turkey's still open, Saudi's still open.
Osimhen's moving, so it can't be completely shut.
Osimhen against Tottenham. Had to be done, didn't it? Had to be done. But yeah, we've got a couple of stories to bring to you. First of all, about Alfie Devine. Paul O'Keefe says that Alfie Devine is subject to serious interest from Westerlo in Belgium, who are leading the race to join them on loan. Talks continue, and there are other interested parties in Belgium. If he does join there, he'll be linking up with Luka Vuskovic.
Who, by the way, don't know if you saw his goal in training the other day. What can't this guy do? It's probably the biggest goal-scoring defender I've ever seen. He's only 17 years of age. It's unbelievable.
I saw a tweet on that saying, Vuskovic doing Vuskovic things. Like, how can he be doing
scoring a 25-yarder?
17 years old.
That's Vuskovic things now, apparently. But look, I think if I was Spurs, I would agree a 6-month loan and then reassess or maybe include a break option in January just to assess things if it's going well or not. But I think, look, any football for him at the moment is going to be a positive thing, especially if it's top level football. Yes, people sneer at the Belgian league and think, is that the level he should be playing at? We should be getting him, in the Championship or something like that. It's a shame that he couldn't get a Championship move, to be honest, because I think that would have really helped his development, and we saw how much it helped his development last season. But if he is playing top level football, even if it is Belgium, if he's playing regularly, it will probably help him more than staying at Tottenham right now for where he's at. And then in January, we can bring him back, maybe getting a Championship loan, or assess the options then. That's what I would do. But it'll be interesting to see if he does go there.
Would you like to see him maybe stick around until January and then assess the loan options then and maybe play a part in the Europa League?
I would, but I'm just looking at the midfield options, and I know he could probably play a part, but we are so stacked in midfield.
He was on the bench on the weekend, wasn't he?
Yeah, but who wasn't available? Just Rishi and Solanke. So he was on the bench. Obviously, he didn't come on. I don't know how many minutes even Europa League he will see. Even Europa League, he'll probably play, but probably not from the start. You've got Gray, you can play midfield now. You've got Bergvall, you've got Sarr, Bentancur, Basuma, Kulusevski's now midfield, and Maddison. These are players who want those Europa League minutes if they're not playing in Premier League. So where does that leave Devine? I'm not sure. So as much as I do think Devine has a future here, I'd much rather him getting a loan. Look, I think it's still good if he does stick around, because I think he will play a bit. But I think if it's between playing a few minutes here and there or getting a loan deal, I think probably a loan's better.
I think also, like, going over to Westerlo in Belgium, let's say he goes there and absolutely smashes it outright and becomes one of their best players from now until the end of the season. Like, doing that in, men's football in a maybe not a top league, but the top division in Belgium, surely that's got to do wonders for his confidence as well.
You think so? So I think that benefits him.
Let's talk about Johnny Cardozo now. Mike McGrath says that Spurs' buy option for Cardozo is worth £21 million. The window for Spurs to activate the option is 2 weeks long and is in some point in 2025. I imagine it's some point during the summer.
Yeah, I hope so.
Just like not in the transfer window.
Yeah, good luck. Well, I think it's a smart piece of business. Not to say that I've done, like, I know this player inside out and I think he's the answer to all our problems. I don't know if that's the case or not. But if we've scouted him and looked at how he plays and looked at the role he does for Betis, and if we think he can fit in at Tottenham potentially, and we're looking at a lot of potential of a young number 6 who can come and fill in for the roles of where Basuma and Bentancur are playing at the moment, and fill in for where a lot of Spurs fans believe is one of our weaker areas in that number 6 position, then if we can find our answer for 21 million, that could be a genius piece of business from Spurs to get that included in the Lo Celso deal. So we have to wait and see how he develops this season for Betis. I've been reading a few scout reports on him, and there's a lot of suggestions to say this guy is a serious talent. And when it comes to the defensive side of the game, I think his numbers speak for himself. When it comes to how much ground he can cover and how many tackles, interceptions he makes, he's top of, in the big 5 leagues and in La Liga at the top end as well. On the ball, the stats don't suggest he's great, but I've read a lot of reports suggesting, Betis aren't the most possession-heavy team, and actually when he's on the ball, he's actually very comfortable, very composed, and he's only 22. So I'm really excited about that potential. Obviously, he's not our player, and there's nothing official to say he will ever be our player, so it's hard to get too excited about it. But we'll keep an eye on his development this season, see how he does. And for 21 million, it's very low risk if we do pull it off.
I've never seen this kind of deal done before, ever. It's like a first of its kind, is it? Surely, like just with an option to buy with no previous links to the player or anything like that.
I've heard of first refusal, but to include an option to buy in a deal for another player for this player is, I don't remember anything like that in history.
Yeah.
It's Levy's very creative, isn't he? But I wonder if Cardozo is someone we've had an arm for a while, or they just threw that in there. I do wonder because it's a bit of a weird one if we kind of. It wasn't on our list to throw that in there.
I kind of feel like Betis and Spurs weren't getting anywhere with the negotiations, and then Spurs go, all right, let's get the scouting team to scout out this Betis squad. Is there anyone that we can have any options on or get or something like that? I feel like it's like one of those.
Or maybe it was just like Tottenham's like, look, we're leaving here with something, all right?
Yeah, exactly.
We're leaving here with something, so you better put an option to buy or something in there because we're leaving here. We ain't giving you Lo Celso
Exactly,
for free.
it was something like that. So far this season, 3 games in, he's played half an hour against Real Madrid in a 2-0 loss. On the bench, didn't come on against Alves and played 13 minutes
Was he at the Copa?
Against Girona. Well, for
US?
America, let's have a look. He's played 15 games. Looks like the last game he's played was... Yeah, he played Copa. He was on the bench, it looks like.
Okay.
All right, next up, we're going to talk about these UEFA ticket price caps. As UEFA confirmed an extension and reduction of away ticket price caps, another vital step after years of home clubs, especially in Spain and England, exploiting travelling supporters. So this year, there'll be a cap in the Champions League of €60, Europa League €40, Conference League €20, and then next year it goes down to €50, €35 and €20.
So a price cap, I'm sure Spurs can't screw this up in any way, right?
Yeah, well, it's funny you should say that. Matt Law says Tottenham were believed to be among the at least 3 clubs who were opposed to the new European ticket price caps. Obviously, Daniel Levy was opposed to it, and you're thinking there must be over 100 teams competing in Europe this season. And they're saying at least 3 of them have been opposed to this ticket price cap, and one of those was Tottenham, probably one of the most richest clubs in Europe in total.
Definitely in the Europa League, that's for sure, which is the competition we're in. And this is just, to be fair, this is just for away fans. So this is about charging away fans extortionate prices when they're booking flights to travel to see their team. So from a Tottenham point of view, they're not charging Tottenham fans, but then it allows other teams to, hike the price on away fans, which would affect Tottenham fans if it wasn't coming to effect. Look, a cap on the ticket prices should be an easy win. It should be an easy PR goal. Yet Tottenham somehow find a way to score an own goal in this aspect and be one of the clubs to be opposed to it. I don't know what their justification would be. The only real reason is they want a bit of extra money through the door. They can charge the away fans a bit of extra money to buy a ticket away at the Tottenham Stadium, so they're bringing more money. I mean, let's be honest, how much extra money is the extra 2,000 fans spending a bit more money going to go in Tottenham? Really not a lot, a negligible amount, given the margins that we currently have with the... Look, I don't know about the debt and how much we're paying off and all that kind of stuff, but we do know they have they're the Sky Bowl, they've got the Formula One, they've got the 30 events, they've got all the games that go on at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. There's barely even a free day at the moment where there's not an event going on at that ground. So
F1, Skywalk...
They're raking it in. So to suggest... an extra, let's say they doubled the prices for all of that, so it's €60 for an extra 2,000 fans. I mean, how much is that? Like, it's not a lot of money.
The pricing structure just came out for the first Europa League home game.
What was that? A few hundred grand even? Doesn't even get into the millions.
The home game against Karabag, they're charging £30 across the stadium and £10 for kids across the stadium.
That's good.
So, like, you'd assume they're going to charge the away fans the same, like €30, 30
Well, it's capped at 40. So
it's capped at 40, yeah. But I'm saying for a Carabao game, it looks like they're going to be charging less than that.
Yeah.
But the real money is when Spurs were to get into the Champions League. Like on that Champions League run, I believe that they were charging a good £60, £70 for the away tickets.
Doesn't surprise me.
So, I mean,
but who makes that? The home team make it, don't they?
We make the prices for the away tickets.
I'm saying who makes the money though? The home team make the money for the away game, no?
The home team make the money, yeah.
So you're saying we were charging away fans
extortionate prices, 100%. And I just don't understand it because it just smacks of greed because it's not that much money. It doesn't put them out much at all, but it takes the average going fan out a lot because that extra 40, 50, 60 quid can go a long way on an away day.
We're talking about a few $100,000 for a Premier League team who's worth billions, who earns millions every single year. Like, what is it to them? It's literally
nothing.
A drop in the ocean. It's not even
nothing.
You know, if a team increased their bid of a few $100,000, they would laugh in their face, let alone like consider it serious money. So to be opposed to a price cap when it's literally negligible money for a club like Tottenham is a bit disgraceful, to be honest.
Levy's like, oh, you've done this to me in the Premier League, now you're doing it to me in Europe. That few $100,000.
Come on. Get with the program.
And last but not least, Mickey van der Ven officially has been pulled out of the Dutch squad for the upcoming international break. Van Hecke has replaced him. And it just says that the Bournemouth defender has replaced Mickey van der Ven, who is struggling with the aftermath of an injury. Paul O'Keefe said it is his quads, which is quite worrying. I hope it's just precaution, as it just leaves him at home to rest for a couple of weeks, because we really need him back for that North London derby.
For sure, although, to be fair, Radu did pretty good when he came in, so give him the credit he deserves. He played well. But yeah, obviously we want Van der Ven back for the game, and Ange suggested it's just precaution. That's what he was saying. He said it's nothing serious for Van der Ven. So in essence, it could be good news that he's just getting 2 weeks rest, and hopefully there's nothing serious about the injury. But if he has suffered something with his quads, he has pulled something, then he could be out for a couple of weeks or even more, and that would be a bit of a worry. But I don't think there's any need to panic. I think, look, Radu stepped in the last few games now. When he stepped in, and he's done well. So I think we should be, not go into overdrive in how we panic, and we should trust Radu to do the job.
Yeah, I completely 100% agree with that. But when you're looking at the pace on that side with Bukayo Saka, and you saw what he did to us last year, and Van der Ven was even playing that game, wasn't he?
Yeah, but so
in
was
the North
Ben
London
Davis.
derby. So was Ben Davis. So, like, I really just want to face Arsenal just for once with just like a fully fit squad with Van der Ven, Udogie, and see how we can play against them, because I think Spurs should be smelling blood next weekend.
Look, they got no Declan Rice, so we should have no excuses. We're missing a player.
All right, well, that is your Tottenham update. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, come on, you Spurs.